Next up is the Redken Flashlift Blonde Idol at $21.59 for a 16.9 ounce container. Now this is Redken's first ever bleach lightener that's going to give you up to 8 levels of lift, and you can actually mix this with any of the Pro Oxide developers 10 through 40. Some key features and benefits is that it's going to give you up to 8 levels of lift. It's going to provide 20% faster processing time versus up to 7. Contains Conditioning Pro Vitamin B5 for high lift without sacrificing hair quality. Customizable for every client's needs, from extreme blonde results to edgy or dramatic highlights. Now let's go ahead and open this up. So I am an OG Redken girly. I've been using Redken since I first started my career. So I'm pretty familiar with Flashlift. However, it's been probably a decade since I've used it. I literally can't open this. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help. I got nails. So surprise, surprise, this packaging is very similar to the L'Oreal 9 lightener, and that's because this is a L'Oreal brand. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. Got a little scooper. We got our little baggy, clean container in here. We're gonna go ahead and dump out the contents. I feel like overall, and I don't know if it's because I'm an OG hairstylist, but I like when there's a bag. Okay, so we can see that it has a really pretty like pale blue color to it. So let's go ahead and do the dust test. Not too much dust going on, a little bit, but not a lot. Now, like I said, I've used this in the past, but I'm sure it's been reformulated and changed. Can't really smell too much. I don't know what it smells. I don't smell anything really, to be honest. So I'm excited to mix this up and give it another go. So the way you mix this up is either at a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2, depending if you're doing on or off scalp. They recommend that if you're doing on scalp, you're doing a 1-to-2 mixing ratio, and for off scalp, you can do 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. But for this test, we're going to be doing at a 1-to-2 mixing ratio. So let's go ahead and put this in the bowl. And I don't know, this kind of feels pretty similar from what I remember Flashlift feeling like. Definitely kind of sandy like L'Oreal Blonde. Very, very similar, slightly more coarser. But let's go ahead and put in its dedicated developer of 20 volume. Okay, so far I'm not really liking how it's feeling. This might be another one where you gotta let it thicken up while you're getting your tray ready, and I can already kind of see actually it's changing before my eyes. So let's go ahead and get this on. So let's do this brush test. Not bad. I really do like this so far as the viscosity goes. Okay, now I can smell it. This is giving me memories. If you're a hairstylist, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on. So this lightener tells you to process this at room temperature, absolutely no heat whatsoever. I'm kind of liking it. The unique thing about this lightener though is that I read you can put this in a bottle at the 1-to-2 mixing ratio, which was kind of interested in maybe trying that. If you think that's something you want me to try, let me know down below in the comments. One thing I will add about the Redken Flashlift is that it was a good, dependable lightener, but I'm excited to see how this does now that I've had a lot more experience in using multiple different lighteners, and just see, you know, how it truly performs. And now we wait. So it's been 15 minutes, but I'm gonna show you the little bit of swell factor that I got out of this bowl. Now this one did swell, but because I didn't have too much lightener left over, it's really hard to tell, but it's definitely a very airy consistency. So we definitely got like minimal swelling with this one. Nothing super crazy though. It didn't like puff up terribly, but it does feel like, you know, like you could almost kind of pop it a little bit. So yeah, it does feel a little slightly puffy, but nothing crazy. Like it's nothing that I feel like would be alarming. So let's go ahead and take a little peek. Wow. I mean, this one didn't have as much blue pigment as some of the other lighteners, so this is really nice. Like, I feel like I can see exactly what it's doing. So far, it looks like we got a really great even lift. I can't say that it feels really hydrating. It doesn't feel dehydrated either, but it'll be exciting to see how this lifts and washes out. Now that Redken's done processing, we've got a pretty good amount of lift. I mean, it's a overall pretty reliable lightener like I've used in the past. And overall the integrity is kind of like middle of the road for me. Definitely not as soft as the blonde 9 from L'Oreal. Let's go ahead and measure this up to the level finder. So after kind of like measuring this up to the level finder, I definitely think that we got pretty solid level 8. It does look like almost slightly a little darker than an 8, like the very tiniest bit, but I'm just gonna go with a solid level 8 with this one. Did not give us that strong 8 levels that it was promising, but overall I do think that it gave us a good canvas to work with, something to neutralize with, something that I can probably play around with. Now I have used this lightener in the past. I'm pretty familiar with it. Would I use it again? Yes. Are there other lighteners that might be a little stronger than this? Probably out in the market. Overall, I do think this is a really good one. Would I add it to my arsenal? Maybe, maybe not. I kind of want to play around with it a little bit more. If you like this video and want to watch another one, click here. And if you want to watch the full video, click here. And for more education, head on over to morellamanelli.com or hairbnbuniversity.com.